Hello, Mr. Lewis. I hear that you need me to help educate people on the pre-owned car market. Um, it really goes into a lot of depth when it comes to the terminology and the necessities to the market. Uh, as you can tell, the ethical and the legal concerns regarding the sales of pre-owned vehicles have increased majorly over the years due to people not being acknowledged and not understanding what they're getting into and what's going on. So, in the car market, there's three kind of categories that you have to really get into. It would be the purchasing it from a dealership. So, when you're purchasing from a dealership, it usually comes with the little nicks and nannies, like you get the car, it's detailed, it's all pretty. Um, Usually it was a lease. I would say 75% of the time it was a lease, which means that it was new to the previous owner who bought it for 6 months and only put a certain amount of miles on it, excuse me, and then returned it to the dealership. So it had so when they bought it new, it had the oil changes, free uh maintenance and all that. So after after that they give it back after the couple months, and then the dealership puts it up for sale because no more you can't really lease it anymore because it already has certain miles on it. So it comes with usually the warranty. If something goes wrong, you bring it back to dealership, they'll help you out. They do the oil changes, do the fluids, check up for you, see what's going on. Um, and it's a little bit more expensive. Plus, they charge on sales tax, which is could be kind of expensive depending on how you decide on purchasing. Another category would be buying from an online car retailer. Um, when you're going to the car retailer, unlike dealership, it's online, so you can't really see it in person, see what you're getting yourself into. There could be little secrets here and there that the website or the person is hiding. Let's say through eBay or Carvana, they're saying stuff about it that you're not 100% sure. Um, from those websites, it's kind of difficult because if the car does come to you not the way you want it, it could be a hassle to get it back, depending where you're getting it from. If you get it from in state, out of state, it's complicated. The taxes from the out of state might be higher or lower depending on the state you're getting it from, which could be better in your favor. So I would say it's kind of risky doing it online, but with the proper knowledge, like you can hire somebody to go look at the car for you. Uh, Not the website, not people that work for the company. Let's say it's Carvana. You hire a second hand person, come look at the car, and there's companies that do it and they check off every little dent. If there's this scratch here, this there, and then you see it how it is from. That's the way I would go with it if you're super skeptical of what you're getting. Also, you could get there's also another area of getting the car is from the actual person who owned it before you. This might work out in your favor because it is probably a cheaper alternative to buying it from a dealership, but there's always a downside on buying it from directly from the previous owner because they might be hiding stuff from you, and if they're hiding stuff from you, you might not understand what it is if you're not really into the car market. So let's say it was in a crash previously and you don't know that because they fixed it up, but that does decrease the value of the car. Um, because it decreased the value of the car, the seller might want to sell it because of that reason, trying to fool you to make more money off of you, because they know that dealerships and online car retailers would check that. Because you're doing it by yourself, it's kind of more complicated, but not all the time is it like this. You can get cars for a good price from the previous owners if you know what you're looking at. Um, but what buyers should ask when they go to these, if they either go to a car dealership, an online car retailer, or direct from the seller, they should really ask certain questions. The questions being, was the car ever in an accident? Yes, no, depending on what their answer. If it's yes, ask where was it hit? Was it hit in the front, back? Was it repaired properly by a shop? Get the shop's information, see if they're certified to be doing that kind of work, and check to see if they have the certification. Excuse me. Also, you could also ask, are you the first owner of the car? Yes, no. If they're the first owner, they should know everything about the car. If they're not, ask them who owned it before you, where was it from, was it ever parked inside? Those are questions that you got to ask or on all around. Also, you should ask to examine the car yourself. Can I go around? Can I look at it? This, that. You go around the car, you see, you look under it, you look at the frame, make sure everything's good. You politely ask them, do you mind if I start it? They say yes, you start it. Sounds good. Make sure you don't hear any ticking. Nothing that's strange that you've never heard in a car before. And if you're getting into that final phase, if you're really wanting the vehicle, you ask, do you mind if I take a test drive? They'll either say yes, or they'll say, I'll drive, you get in the passenger seat. That's 100% fine. You drive it and you see how it is and if you really like it. Um, th those are really the major questions that you have to ask to reduce the number of poor purchases that people are making. Bad purchases are made all the time because of the lack of knowledge known to motor vehicles and what their condition is. My advice would be, if you're not 100% sure what vehicle you're getting into, or if you don't know that a lot of knowledge about a certain vehicle, I would do some research on the vehicle. Look up the major problems that these vehicles have. When you go visit the car, look at the car, call somebody about the car, ask them, I want you to check this, 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 and this. If those check out to be good, I would say you're all set. If, let's say, it's a bad, they foul out spark plugs, I would look at how much spark plugs cost, how much would it take me to fix it? Can I fix it? Is it expensive? Is it going to be a waste of money? That helps reduce the poor purchases that people make. And I feel like what I'm saying really helps out should really help out people understand more about the pre-owned car market.